Today, we are all faced with the challenge of staying productive in a world where we're always plugged into our devices and distracted by every little thing. When we have so many things competing for our attention, it can be difficult to focus on anything for long periods of time. In order to remain productive, you need to find ways to carve out time for working on your projects in an efficient manner. However, if you feel as if your days are filled with analysis paralysis and every task feels like a huge uphill battle towards completion, that's because you're probably suffering from analysis paralysis. Unfortunately, this is something experienced by more people than just us software developers because there are many causes that lead to it. Luckily, though, there are strategies you can implement in order to overcome it once and for all. Let's take a look at some of them. What is analysis paralysis? Anytime you feel as if there are too many choices you have to make, you are most likely suffering from analysis paralysis. It is a condition that results from having too many options that you do not know how to decide between. This is more of a feeling than a real thing that can be observed, though. It is important to note that it is not that different from indecision or having too many choices. The key difference is that in analysis paralysis, you are not able to decide because you are paralyzed by the potential outcomes of each one. This feeling can be caused by any number of factors, though. Here are a few of them. Overwhelmment. Too many items vying for attention can cause you to feel extremely overwhelmed, which leads to analysis paralysis. Distraction. Another reason you might get analysis paralysis is because of the distractions in your life. When you're constantly being pulled away from the task at hand by your phone buzzing, the sound of a nearby conversation, or even your thoughts, you don't feel as if you have the room to focus on anything. FOMO. If you have experienced analysis paralysis before, there is a chance that you have fallen prey to one of the many causes of analysis paralysis listed above. FOMO, or the fear of missing out, is one of the most common reasons why people feel as if they are suffering from analysis paralysis. Strategies for overcoming analysis paralysis. As mentioned earlier, there are many things you can do to overcome analysis paralysis, but one of the most effective strategies is to carve out dedicated analytical time in your day. When you decide to set aside time for analysis, you create a mental clearing space that helps you to focus on fewer things and thus decrease the number of options you have to choose between. Another effective strategy is to make a mental bucket to put your tasks in. Simply put, a bucket is a mental framework to use when you are trying to categorize your tasks so that they can be prioritized and put into context. Why do we get analysis paralysis in the first place? Analysis paralysis, although not a clinical syndrome, can still be an extremely common feeling among those who are involved in the software development industry. This is because the need for speed and the desire for perfection often leads people to push the limits of what is possible with software development. There is a strong chance that you have experienced analysis paralysis because you have been surrounded by people who are struggling with it as well. There are many reasons why you might get analysis paralysis and not even be aware of it, though. These include subconscious. You might be suffering from analysis paralysis, even if you are not aware of it. This is because your subconscious might be aware of what is happening, but unable to put it into words. Culture, the culture of your organization, might contribute to a state of analysis paralysis within the people working there. This might happen if the members of an organization have internalized the idea that there is a certain amount of perfection that must be achieved. Here are additional ways to overcome analysis paralysis. An effective way to overcome analysis paralysis is to make a decision and stick to it, no matter what. This might sound like a no-brainer, but you would be surprised how often people fail to follow this advice. When you have made your mind up on a course of action, it is important to follow through with it, no matter what. Another effective strategy you can use to overcome analysis paralysis is to map your tasks in a notebook or on a piece of paper. This allows you to categorize your tasks in a way that makes them easier to prioritize and thus gives you a mental map of where you are at in the process. Analysis paralysis is a feeling that comes from having too many choices that you are unable to decide between. It is often experienced by those working in the software development industry because of the need for speed and the desire for perfection. However, it can be overcome by putting in an effort into carving out dedicated analytical time in your day and making mental maps of your tasks. So, that's it for today. Don't forget to like and share this to help someone you may know. Also, hit the follow button to get more tips just like this one.